from the Convocation Center in California, Pennsylvania. It's California Vulcans women's volleyball action here on CUTV, where the California Vulcans take host to the Seton Hill Griffins. Hello and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Anthony D'Agostino, and alongside me today is Stephen Ruffing. And Steve, the last game we're going to look at is where Seton Hill took on Gannon and didn't come away with the victory in this one.
Yeah, Seton went down to Gannon 3-1, and they're going to be looking to get some redemption and come back out here and beat us.
That's right. And California on the opposite side took on Mercyhurst in a very, very close matchup.
And like Seton Hill, California is also going to be come out here fired up because they're coming off a big win, coming down 2-0 and winning 3-2 and 5.
And the last time we saw California down 2-0 and come back with a win in 3-2 was when they actually played Seton Hill last year at the Convocation Center, where they came in spectacular fashion, winning 3-2, and then that set up the PSAC championship game at Seton Hill against Seton Hill, where they came away with the victory 3-0, which is a pretty amazing game. Now look at the last time Seton Hill took on California this year was October 6th, and California was on the short end of the stick on that one.
Yeah, California went down 3-1 against Seton Hill, and they're going to come back for vengeance on them.
And now looking at the stats so far, the cumulative stats for this season, we're going to take a look at the block solos and the kills for both of these teams. And Stephen, let's diagnose the blocks first.
And so far, Seton Hill, they're dominating on the net. They have 100 single blocks compared to Cal's 27. And also, they're beating us in the kills section, which they have 1363, and we only have 1140.
So what can California do to avert those stats on paper?
Well, really, you have to play smart. You don't always have to crush the ball. You could get a little nice roll shot to the donut or maybe even tip over that big block.
Now, looking at the standings so far in the PSAC with Seton Hill, they're right now at 4th, ranking 11-6. California is tied for 5th with Mercyhurst at 9-8. And Edinboro is surprising everyone at 1st right now with a record of 16-1. So it looks like if California wins and keeps winning, they have a really good shot at the playoffs so far in the PSAC.
Yeah, if California can come out here and surprise us all and beat Seton Hill, then they'll have a lot of encouragement in going to make the playoffs.
Can California complete the upset against Seton Hill today? Find out next as the first serve is next here on CUTV.
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car. More music in the door. More music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation. Playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
First published in the 1880s, the California Times is the oldest student media at California University. Circulating 3,000 issues weekly on campus and in the surrounding community, the Times' mission is to deliver fair and balanced news to the student population of California University. All students are welcome to be a part of the California Times. Our offices are located in the Natali Student Union. Keep up to date with the Times online at www.caltimes.org, Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
Complete news, entertainment, and sports coverage from around the area, region, and nation is found right here on CUTV News Center every Thursday at 5 p.m. with anchors Jennifer Germano, Zach Prosba, entertainment with Mike Mays, and sports with Matt Hagee. Follow us on YouTube, CUTV News Center, and on Twitter, CUTV_PA, for your complete rebroadcast of your Vulcan sports. News Center airs every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Armstrong and Atlantic Broadband.
And welcome back to the Convocation Center in California, Pennsylvania, where the California Vulcans take on the Seton Hill Griffins in NCAA Division II women's basketball. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Anthony D'Agostino, and alongside me is Stephen Ruffing. And Stephen, as we just get back here, we have some starters for California. The starters are Mary Lavery, Sierra Barrett, Danielle Hayes, Ashley Leto, Miranda Fuzzi, Megan Litoborski, and Abby Matusik. And for Seton Hill, Shelby Kylo, Rachel Satira, Cassie Hausfeld, Mary Bike, Maggie Murray, Katie Wenson, and Lauren Teed. And Stephen, we mentioned in the broadcast, California looking to come back from their last loss against Seton Hill at Seton Hill. They lost 3-1. What do you look for California to do today that was different from last time?
Well, they have to get around that big block. That's going to be their biggest goal, and I think they could do it. It's going to be an exciting one to watch.
And it really is. As you see, Lauren Teed come in for Seton Hill, getting the game ready to go. And it looks like Seton Hill will be serving first. And it'll be Lauren Teed for Seton Hill to start off the serve. First game just about to get underway here in the Convocation Center. Teed ready to serve, takes it, and over the net. Now California with it. Big shot there by number 7, Leto, as it's a kill for Seton Hill. Huge kill for Seton Hill. And that was
Katie
Rachel
Wenson.
Satira, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that is a big lefty on the right side, and that is going to be key for Seton Hill in this game.
As the Vulcans are back with it now, and a big spike and a kill there for number 11 for the Vulcans. That's Van Schaik. As it's tied 1-1 now. As the Vulcans are ready to serve, it's Hayes. Hayes with it, takes the serve and hammers it home to Seton Hill. Seton Hill with it. Just an easy pass over as the Vulcans take it, and this big spike there, and a kill by Katie Wenson.
And that was huge. They ran that quick one, and after Seton Hill sent over that free ball, that's an easy point.
And I apologize, I was looking at the wrong roster. That's Sierra Barrett, my apologies, for California. She's just got a huge arm there. As it's out of bounds by number 13, Danielle Hayes for California, just barely out. As Hausfeld looking to serve now, scores 2-2. Hausfeld takes the serve and goes right over. And Sierra Barrett with the tip and in. Point Seton Hill, excuse me.
Yeah, it looked like it was a net. Yeah, looked like there was a net on Cal.
And that's one of the errors you just can't have. Sierra Barrett would have had those points. As a serve over to California. And looking for the spike was number 10, Lavery, and California gets the point. And that was a big point there for California.
Yeah, that was number 10, Mary Levy, and a very heads-up play from her.
As you see, Matusik ready to serve for the Vulcans. Matusik over and way out of bounds. Just sailed on that one.
And that's 2 missed serves and the net on Cal, and those are the free points that you really can't give Seton Hill in a game like this.
Now serve is away. California with it. Readies. And a big kill there by Lavery. She's just got a wicked arm.
Yeah, she gets a hold of every single ball that comes her way.
As it's now 4-4. Lavery with it now, ready to serve. Takes it and serves it over. Seton Hill with it now. And a big spike there by Bike. California with a chance now, but it's blocked away. Seton Hill back with it. Big spike there, but blocked away by California. And a chance for California. It gets tipped away by number 1, Lauren Teed. So California gets the point. 5-4 in favor of the Vulcans.
What a good play for California to keep with that ball and get that point.
Now Lavery with it. Takes the serve over to Teed. Seton Hill with it. And blocked away there by Cal. And Cal with the big hit. And it goes off the fingertips of Hausfeld. Point California.
these Cal hitters, they're getting a hold of every single ball that's set to them, and they're doing a really good job to finish them too.
Now Lavery again with the serve. Lavery gets it over. Seton Hill looking for the spike. Now goes back to California. California with a big hit, but goes out of bounds. That was Danielle Hayes. Just a little too much mustard on the shot.
Those are the things that you gotta really clean up: the serves, the nets, and the fouls, and hitting the ball out of bounds.
California with it now. That was Litaborski. Big hit there by number 7, Leto, as Seton Hill looking for it, but a block by California. Seton Hill keeps it, goes back. California with blocks everywhere. And another block by California. California is really showing that they can block the ball, but that time it just falls right out of the reach of Litaborski, and Seton Hill with the point. Now tied 6-6.
And how about Cal on the net? They were just dominating up there. Huge blocks from them.
Now Kyla with it, serves it over. California with it, and big spike, but there's the blocks that we were looking at on paper for Seton Hill.
Like we said, Anthony, it's going to be a huge game on the net. Big blocks from both sides. It's all who could get around those blocks that's going to win this game.
California with it now. Just a nice little tip there by Litaborski. Litaborski with it now. Over, and it's in by Leto. Just eagle eye on the line there.
Yeah, great shot there. That is a really difficult shot because usually, I mean, it's really hard to rotate your arm that way and get a nice line shot, and she did it perfectly.
Leto with it, gonna serve it over. Gets it, is teed. Now Seton Hill with a chance to hit, and it's blocked by California, but it goes off the fingertips of Hayes, so Seton Hill point.
That was a real nice way to keep that ball in and angle that ball to keep the ball in play and not hitting the pull on that.
Bike serves it over. California with it, and it looks like a carry there or a net touch by California.
No, we got a double. It was a double on Cal.
And it was a ball handling error by Megan Litaborski. As Bike gets ready to serve, goes over. Cal looking for a big hit there, but a block by Seton Hill. But it goes out of bounds, so California gets the point. And that was a kill by Miranda Fuzi.
And again, these blocks, I mean, every single hit, it's hitting someone's hands, it's going everywhere, and it's going to be a real good game on the net.
Another block there by California, as you saw, and a big hit there by Leto. And another block by California. That was Megan Litaborski, the 5'9" junior.
Wait, she really got up on that one and just shoved it right down Seton's throat.
As Miranda Fuzi with it, serving now for the Vulcans, tied at 9. Fuzi serves it away. Almost out of bounds, Seton Hill plays it. And big hit there. California with a chance now. And a big block up front. That looked like it was number 11, Cassie Hausfeld. Just gets up on the play with a huge block.
And you could see setter number 14, Megan Litaborski. She tries to dump that, but she turns around and there's a huge block in her face.
And an error there by California gives Seton Hill a free point, now 10-9 in favor of the Griffins.
If Vulcans could just fix those little mistakes, they have this game in their hands.
As Seton Hill looks like they're ready to serve. Just waiting. Not sure what the hold-up is.
There might be a problem in the rotation. They might be out of rotation right now. Looks like they're going to try to fix this up.
And looks like they're now ready to go. That's Maggie Murray back to serve for the Griffins. Murray takes it over, gets it to the Vulcan side, and goes up on the play is Danielle Hayes. Seton Hill with a chance now, but a big block by Sierra Barrett.
Those California blockers came out to play today.
And Sierra Barrett also plays basketball, saw her play at Penn State, so she's a dual threat for both volleyball and basketball. She was actually recruited by Ohio State to play volleyball for them. So,
and she is a real big key in Vulcan volleyball right now. She does a great job on that net.
And another block there by Sierra Barrett as Seton Hill gets a chance now. And this time it's blocked by Hayes. Seton Hill just a free ball over to California. setting up the play and a little dump there down by Litaborski. Just a little tip shot.
Just the tip to that donut, like I said before. That's a great way to beat this big block.
And excuse me, that was actually Mary Lavery on that tip shot as Litaborski goes to serve. Seton Hill with it now. Goes over. California with it. And takes the shot. Is number 10 Lavery. But it's California point as there was a net touch by Seton Hill. California up 12-11 now in the first game. Litaborski with it. Takes the serve over. Seton Hill. Big hit there, but saved by Matusik. Matusik sets up. Hayes with it. Now Seton Hill with a try. Big block by Sierra Barrett, but it falls in front of her. Therefore, Seton Hill gets the point. Now tied 12-12.
That's that big lefty on the right side. Number 3, Rachel Satira, and that is going to be a real big key in the Seton offense.
As Teed with it now. Gets it over the net to Matusik. And a big kill there by Mary Lavery. What an arm she has.
And that was close. That was a close call by the line judge there, but they're going to stick with it, and the call is going to be in.
Now Hayes ready to serve. Back and forth game here in the Convocation Center. Hayes serves it over. And just a strong arm there. Too much mustard, and it goes out of bounds. Seton Hill gets the point.
And there's those serves again. Those serves are going to be key, especially in a close game like this. You can't be giving up those kind of points.
California gets it now. Back sets over to Lavery. And tip there. Sierra Barrett bumps it back. Now, and a big kill there by Danielle Hayes, the 5'11 junior for California. Just right off the hands of Cassie Hausfeld. Now, Matusik ready to serve for the Vulcans. Seton Hill tries now, but over the net, and that's California point. Letta was right there and waiting to get that tip.
It starts out with a pass. That pass came right rocketing off her arms right to the net, and Cal U just took advantage of every single part of that play.
Now Matusik ready to serve again. Gets it over. Goes to Teed. Now readies it. And a big shot there. But California gets the point as there's another net touch by Seton Hill. And the ref was saying that her head might have hit the net. So now 16-13 in favor of the Vulcans. Their biggest lead of the game. Matusik with it, gets it over. And a big block up front by Fuzi. Now Matusik again. And sets up Mary Lavery with the little tip shot. 17-13 in favor of the Vulcans. And Seton Hill's gonna have to call a timeout. Definitely a big drive there by California.
Yeah, California's momentum is through the roof right now, and that timeout is going to maybe ice them a little bit and see if Seton Hill could come out of this timeout and get those and capitalize on some of these points and try to make up for this deficit.
And we're going to take a look at some of the stats right now for each team. And California out-killing Seton Hill 12-4. So that's pretty huge. We saw Seton Hill with major blocks on paper, but so far nothing to show for it there as you see some of the replays.
And only with four kills, 9 of those points are from California. So if California fixes those mistakes, we're looking at a 17-4 game here.
And just crazy in total blocks right now, both 2 blocks. California out digging 12-9 right now. And there you see Seton Hill with those block solos. Right now they have one block.
And this is an exciting game. Big game on the net, and I'm eager to see how Seton's going to come out because they've just been dead so far. I mean, like I said, California gave them a majority of their points, only earning 4 of them.
And back to action now as Seton Hill comes out. As ready for play to resume. California serve just out of bounds. Danielle Hayes again with the service error. That's 3 tonight.
And maybe you'll see later on in the game bringing in a serving specialist for her, because right now only one set in, and she's missed 3 serves already. You have to do something about that.
And you saw there Mary Lavery going across the court to get the kill. Now Lavery back to serve for the Vulcans. Lavery gets it over, it goes to Teed. Seton Hill with it now, and almost blocked there by California. Now sets it to Lavery. Lavery gets blocked by Seton Hill, and now it's Matusik. But sets it up, but blocked away. That was Leto with the spike. But it's into the net for Seton Hill, and that was Hannah Moeller. Actually, excuse me, that was Shelby Kylo for Seton Hill getting the error there. As Mary Lavery gets ready to serve. And that's in on the back corner. We saw that last time California played Seton Hill here at the Convocation Center that won the game, actually.
And that serve, that is a tricky serve. That is what we call a float serve, and that ball is coming at you, and it's knuckling. You have no idea where that thing is going.
And Seton Hill just hits it out of bounds. California point. California now 21-14, their biggest lead of the game. They get to 25, they win the first game. Now Lavery with it. Over to Teed. Seton Hill just trying to get some points here, and it goes out of bounds, and California, good thing they didn't touch it.
That was close, that was very close.
Out of bounds on Shelby Kylo. Oh, they did touch it. Seton Hill did get the point. Must have just been right off the fingertips. Didn't look like California touched it.
Yeah, I didn't see much of a deflection, but rules is rules.
It's California looking for some more points. And a big kill there by number 17, Miranda Fuzi. As now, Ashley Leto readies to serve for the Vulcans. 3 points away from winning game 1. Leto with it, gets it over to Teed. Now, big hit off the net. California remains possession.
Looked like a little miscommunication from Seton there. 2 hitters going after that ball.
Now, California with it now. Just a free ball over by Leto. Seton Hill with an opportunity. And a big kill there by Hausfeld for Seton Hill. Just right through the California defense.
Yeah, and Hausfeld, that was really a really nice shot from her, just getting it through that small gap in the block.
Spike back with it now. Goes over to California, and a big shot there by Hayes. But a good block there for Seton Hill. Lavery with it, and a big kill there, but Seton Hill with the block up front gets the point.
See if they can capitalize on this, because they've been pretty down lately.
That was Cassie Hausfeld on the block getting the point. California with the big dig on the serve. Now Lavery just hits it over. Seton Hill with an opportunity, goes cross court. Now back over. And blocked up front by Litaborski, but it falls down and Seton Hill gets the point.
Seton Hill is coming alive right now, and this California defense really needs to fix those mistakes and get organized in the back here.
Spike over now. And a little tip shot there by Hayes. And Seton Hill gets the shot, but blocked there by Hayes on her own side. So Seton Hill clawing their way back into this game, as California now is going to call a timeout. And I saw the California team really doing well so far, but letting Seton Hill come back into this game, and something you just don't want to have happen, because this Seton Hill team is really good, as you see here on some of these replays.
And that's like Seton Hill. You see, they are capitalizing on every single one of California's mistakes. This California team needs to stop making mistakes, be defensively sound, and be aggressive on the net. Enough of the tips. They saw in the beginning of the game that they can't hit the ball on this Seton Hill defense. So they need to be aggressive again and Stop being soft on net with those tips and roll shots.
Yeah, you really got to get both hands up and both hands on the ball, try to get it blocked there. So, and you see on our CUTV page, check us out on Twitter at CUTV_PA. We like to tweet out, kind of where we're going, what's happening, maybe a video too, maybe some pictures of where we're at. So just have fun with it. And if you have anything to share with us, Twitter's a great way to do that. Just tweet us at CUTV_PA if you have any highlights or anything you think we should talk about.
Yeah, we love Twitter, so tweet us anything, comments, concerns, we're there.
As Seton Hill back to serve its Bike. 22-19 in favor of the Vulcans. Still in the first game. Bike with it, serves it over. That's Matusik. And a big shot there by Hayes. Now Seton Hill with it. Bike sends it over. It's Leto. Big shot by Hayes. Seton Hill keeps it alive. Hits it over. And a shot there, but blocked away, and it falls in California territory. So Seton Hill is pulled within 2 now.
You can see that Seton block is really starting to heat up, and California needs to find a way to get around it.
As Bike goes to Matusik. Goes over to Hayes, and Hayes with it, but blocked away. California with it. Matusik just sends it over. And Hayes with a hit, goes right to Bike. California with the block there, but it goes out of bounds, so California finally gets a point on the block.
That's exactly what California needed right now.
And that was...
And you see, number 2, Abby Matusik, they did bring in a serving specialist for her because those 3 missed serves are not what they need right now in a close game like this.
And California gets the tipped ball, so Seton Hill gets a point. So now 23-21. You have to win by 2. Now into the game, Maggie Murray for Seton Hill. Murray serves it over. Looking to spike is Hayes. Hayes with the spike, but blocked off by Seton Hill. Seton Hill is within 1. Now Murray look to serve. Sends it over. Now Sierra Barrett with the spike, and California point, as there was a handling error there by Seton Hill. And Sierra Barrett just has a wicked arm. It really sends Seton Hill sprawling there.
Yeah, she gets a hold of that ball, and I'm surprised that this Seton Hill defense is getting that up because she is absolutely crushing that ball.
As we have another timeout called on the floor. Looks like Seton Hill called a timeout. California 1 point away from winning this first game. And as you see here, some of these replays. Now, Stephen, break down some of these replays that you're seeing.
And right here, you could see big block right there to give Seton a point. And then again, these blocks are just crazy. Left and right, California and Seton get big blocks, big hands on the net. And it's just one after another.
And that's kind of what we thought would happen today with, seeing those blocks and kills on both sides of the paper. As we go back and look at some of the stats here, Seton Hill's moved up with kills. They have 9, California with 14. Anything else here, Stephen, that you think you should point out?
No, again, those kills, it's still 9 out of the 22 are earned kills, and that just blows my mind. This California team really needs to focus on fixing those mistakes.
And you see here, California 4 service errors, Seton Hill none. So Seton Hill getting 4 points out of just service errors. As we're back to action here. Lidaborski ready to serve. 1 point away from this first game. Goes to Teed. Now Seton Hill tries to kill, but blocked by California. Sierra Barrett sets it over. And Hayes with it now. Back to Seton Hill. Now Hayes with it. Sets up Lavery. And it goes out of bounds off a Seton Hill player. So California wins game 1, 25-22. You're watching California Vulcans women's volleyball here on CUTV.
Say preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car. More music in the door. More music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation. Playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
And welcome back to the Convocation Center here in California, Pennsylvania, where the Vulcans lead the Seton Hill Griffins 1-0. And Steven, how did California come away with that victory? You know, it was a very close back and forth game. They came away with that victory against Seton Hill.
They just gave the extra. They just went the extra mile to win that game. They played with grit. They're defensively sound here and there. They got balls up there, scrappy, and they just dominated on the net. Surprisingly, coming in, we thought Seton was going to be dominating the net, but Cal came into this game and proved us wrong in that first set.
And it really did, you know, really leading the pack there was number 5, Sierra Barrett, and Mary Lavery, and also Megan Litaborski on the net as well. And so those 3 players really on the front of the net, really getting up and blocking the ball away. Sometimes it fell over California's side, but you know, no harm, no foul. They came away with the victory. And you see here some of the replay that gave California this win.
Yeah, just again getting those hands up in the net, those big hits. Those are all huge factors of why California got this first set in their hands.
And Mary Lavery, 7 points and 6 kills for California, is leading as an impact player today. And for Seton Hill, Maggie Murray, she's got 4 points and 2 kills. So 2 players to watch so far today, but you really can't count for anyone really on this California team because they're all pretty good. They all have their own special talent. You know, Sierra Barrett's really good at killing and, you know, getting the block as well.
Right.
As we get back to action here, California's going to serve the ball first. It's Megan Litaborski for California. As you see, Matusik come back in for California. As getting ready to go back to action here. Litaborski ready to serve. And the second game is underway. Seton Hill with it now. Big block there by California. And that was Mary Lavery and Sierra Barrett on the block.
And California starting up where they left off. Big hands on the net, huge blocks, and they're ready to turn it on again.
Litaborski over to Teed. Back over, but blocked by Hayes, but goes right off her hand and out of bounds. Seton Hill gets the point. Now Hausfeld serving for Seton Hill. Hausfeld serves over. Litaborski over to Hayes. Now Seton Hill with it. Big dig there for California. Matusik sends it over. Seton Hill with it now, but sails on that shot, and that looked like that was Wenson on the shot that just went out of bounds. As now Seton Hill subs in Kayleen McKinney. California ready to serve. Serve is away. Seton Hill with it now. Bike sets it, blocked by California. And another dig there by Litaborski. Matusik over. California just taps it in. Blocked there by Mary Lavery again.
This California really came out in the second set. This California defense, really came out to play in the second set here.
As Danielle Hayes ready to serve. California up 3-1 in the second game. Hayes sends it over.
Big serve from Hayes.
A big dig by Hayes. Litiborski with it, and Sierra Barrett with the kill.
That was a monster kill by Sierra Barrett. They run that quick one ball when she's out there, you know, when it just barely comes off the setter's hands, and she's up there and smashes the ball on the other side.
I'd be afraid if I was the other team getting in the way of that shot. Just high power shot as Hayes serves it over. Now Seton Hill with it. Matusik gets the ball high up in the air for Litiborski.
This
And
California defense digging everything that comes at them.
Hayes with the shot, but blocked away there by Leto, but on her own side. So Seton Hill gets the point as they finally side out. California with an out, just a free ball over to Seton Hill, but Seton Hill gives it right back. Now Leto with it, back over to Seton Hill. Sierra Barrett just sets it right back to Teed. Big block there by California, but it hits the ground. Almost a pancake there by Leto, but it hits the ground first.
Yeah, I thought she got that one up.
And she thought she did too. Matusik was ready to play it. Now 4-3 in favor of the Vulcans. Leto with it, and a big kill by Sierra Barrett.
Yeah, those quick one balls when Sierra Barrett's in there are almost unstoppable because how hard she hits and how quick she gets up there.
As Matusik readies to serve. Serve is away. Goes to Teed. Sets up, blocked, and can't get there. And it can get there as Matusik, as they finally say it's a point for Seton Hill. Not sure why they said it was a point for Seton Hill, but Seton Hill point.
I think on that pancake, the ball actually did hit the ground. She didn't get it up. And they're playing on. The up ref called it that they got it up, but the down ref said otherwise.
As serve it over to Matusik. Litiborski over to Lavery, and what a shot by Lavery. You couldn't even see the ball on that shot.
She absolutely crushed it, got every bit of that ball.
And she knows it too with that smile as she goes back to serve. As subbing in for Seton Hill is number 20, Jessica Beal. As Lavery readies to serve. Serve is away. Goes over the net to Seton Hill. A big block there by Bike, but a better block there by Leto, right back in the face of Bike.
This California defense came out to play here.
I think they want revenge from that last loss they had against Seton Hill at Seton Hill. Lavery readies to serve. Serve is away, but out of bounds, just sailed that one.
And Seton Hill's defense almost touched that one. She scooted away just at the last second.
Score now 7-5 in favor of the Vulcans. As Bike readies to serve. Bike's serve is away. Got by Leto. And a big spike there by Fuzi. Fuzi with it. Over to Litiborski. Leto with it, just floats it behind the defense of Seton Hill. No one was home, and a point for California.
And that's just having awareness on the court, knowing where the opposing players are and just pushing that ball to the back corner.
Leto serves it away. Gotten by Teed. A spike there by Seton Hill. Litiborski with just a tip, but already there was Bike. And good stop by Leto. It's a free ball over to Seton Hill. Seton Hill with it, ready as a spike. Good save there by Lavery. And a hit there by Hayes. Matusik with a big play here. Leto with it just out of bounds. And Seton Hill gets the point. Now 8-6. Big rally there.
Yeah, great volley there. Or rally, I'm sorry. Great rally, and Seton Hill got the point on that one.
And it was a good volley, too. It was a very long play. As Leto with it. Over to Litiborski. Hayes goes right back to Hayes. Matusik has to get it over. She does. Blocked by Litiborski, but on her own side, Seton Hill gets the point now within one to tie it here. As Seton Hill readies the shot, the serve, excuse me. Hayes over to Litiborski. Now Seton Hill side. Blocked over by Hayes, and Hayes gets the point for the Vulcans.
And Hayes came out here with a full head of steam. She has been all over the place, blocking, digging, serving. She's doing everything right now in this second set.
Fusi serves it away. Seton Hill with it blocked by Lita Borski, but goes out of bounds. Seton Hill with the point. As Teed readies to serve. 9-8 in favor of the Vulcans. Teed with it, gets it over to Leto. Lita Borski with it. Now Hayes, tipped off the hands of Satira, and the Vulcans get the point.
Hayes again, she is absolutely on fire right now.
Lita Borski ready to serve. And serve is away. Goes to Teed. Now Murray with it. Bike with the spike from the 10-foot line. Matusik. And a big block there by Seton Hill. Couldn't exactly see who that was. That was number 11, Cassie Hausfeld.
Great block that just got up and big hands over the net.
Hausfeld ready to serve. Leta with it. Lita Borski now. Gets it over to Barrett, but blocked away. Leta with it. And goes right to the hands of Seton Hill. And they're saying it was tipped by California. So that's a kill by Jenna Sasic. As Seton Hill has now tied it up 10-10. Hausfeld with it. Goes to Leto. Lita Borski goes to Sierra Barrett. Goes now to Teed, now to Murray. Big spike there by Hausfeld, but blocked away by California. Lavery with it. Goes right back to Seton Hill. Hausfeld over. Just falls in the donut area, as you said before. Seton Hill takes their first lead of the game.
And Anthony, this is actually Seton Hill's first lead in the second set here.
Serves over to Leto. Now Lita Borski. Sets up Lavery with the windup and blocked away by Seton Hill. Now Bike with it. Sets for Sierra Barrett. Sierra Barrett with the kill. Just off the hands of it looked like Hausfeld.
The Seton defense really has to look out when Sierra Barrett is on the court because she is just firing them at them.
Now tied at 11-11. Now Danielle Hayes ready to serve. She's had a lot of her serves go out of bounds. Hayes ready to serve. Goes and again out of bounds. That's her fourth one today that goes out of bounds. Free point to Seton Hill.
And Hayes is actually really serving that ball aggressively, and that ball tends to get away from you. But when that ball comes in, it is a hard serve to dig.
Is now California with Lita Borski over to Sierra Barrett. Sierra Barrett gets the kill as it was tipped by Sasic. Now Matusik with it. Matusik tied at 12 now. Sends it over to Teed. Just right over. Almost looked like a carry there, but it goes over the net. That was Murray.
Yeah, that could have went either way. But the refs give Seton the point, and they are now leading 13-12.
Seton Hill with it now. Ready to serve it away. Now sends it over to California. Lita Borski goes over to Leto. Leto with the kill. Just bounces off a few of the Seton Hill players. It's back tied at 13 here in the second game.
Great hit, just knocking it right off that arm of the blocker. Actually using the blocker to her advantage.
As Lavery readies to serve. Sends it away. Off the head of one of the Seton Hill players and goes out of bounds.
And that's that float serve I was talking about. You don't know where the heck that ball is going. That ball is knuckling right at you, and it's going all which ways.
So now Lavery again. Seton Hill with the opportunity. 10-foot spike. Blocked away by California. Tipped at the net, now to Matusik. Leto with it. Goes backcourt. Tipped there by Seton Hill. Lita Borski now. Goes over to Leto. Leto with the spike, but blocked over And a big save there by Lavery. And out of bounds against Seton Hill. They're wanting a tip, but it wasn't. And big rally there for California.
And that was a huge save by Lavery there. And that really is what got Cal that point. They just kept the momentum going.
Now subbing in is Emily Giles, the senior for Seton Hill, subbing in for Bike. As Lavery readies to serve. The serve is away. And it just gets out of control there. That looked like Satira couldn't handle that one. It's California point.
Thank you very much.
As it's Lavery. Readies to serve. California up 3. Lavery serves it into her own net. Looked like she might have been tired of serving on that one there. She was serving a lot. Seton Hill gets the point now, down by 2. As subbing in back is Bike for number 12, McKinney. And she's going to be serving now. Seton Hill down by 2. Bike, standing serve.
Looked like she was running out of time there.
It goes to Litoborski. Seton Hill with it now. And a big spike there by Seton Hill. Litoborski with it now. Goes over to Leto. Leto with the eagle eye. Are they saying it? They're saying it did go in just inside of the antenna.
And that's a really impressive shot. That line shot there. That is a difficult kill to get, and she is nailing it.
Leto serves now. Sends it over. A little floater serve. Almost blocked by California, and it is. And it just falls under there. A little miscommunication by the Seton Hill offense, as looked like Litoborski was there to block it. As Leto looks to serve. Seton Hill with opportunities. Set over there by Fuzi. Lavery with it. Sends it over, and is it tipped? And it is not tipped, so that's out of bounds on Danielle Hayes. So even when she's not serving, she's hitting it out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a tough one there. The ball just got away from her, and I think she could redeem herself because she has been playing very well.
Serve is away. Almost hit the ground, but Leto saves it. And a little shot there by Hayes. Big dig there by Leto. Litoborski now, back to Hayes. Hayes cross-court shot saved there by Seton Hill's Bike. And tipped there at the line, pancake, but couldn't get it to Hayes. That was Lavery on trying to pancake that one.
She just got caught flat-footed, and she's going to be looking to redeem herself this next play.
Serve away, goes to Leto. Now Litoborski sets it to Hayes. Sends it right to Bike. Now Seton Hill cross-court shot. Nobody home for the Vulcans. The one there was the diving Danielle Hayes. As we have a timeout on the floor. I believe that one's called by the Vulcans. Now 18-17 in favor of the Vulcans. Seton Hill trying to claw their way back again.
And you know, calling this game with you, Anthony, it's really just bringing me back to high school. I played for 3 years. Libero, I wasn't on the net. I wasn't tall enough. Couldn't get the ball over. So yeah, it's great being back in a volleyball court, calling a game with you. And I'm excited to do more and more from years to come.
And definitely, as we see some of the stats again, California still out killing Seton Hill 26-19. We've seen that with Lavery and Sierra Barrett really on the net for California.
Yeah, they're just lighting it up, putting every ball over. Not many mistakes from them, too, and they're just rock solid on that net, crushing every ball that's set to them.
And looking at attack errors, California's 12, Seton Hill 9.
And that's still close. California, I think they could work with that. And they have 77 attempts here, and actually both have 77 attempts here. And if they could just fix those errors and fix the little things, they have this game on their hands.
And they really do. Again, the service errors so far today, California leads 7-0. So, but they both have 37 digs. So both of them really trying to dive and get the ball up for their team.
And it really is just the little things. When they work those out, work out the kinks, they'll have this game in their hands ready to go.
Seton Hill ready to serve. Sends it over to Matusik. Matusik sends it out. Pushed over the net by Lavery. Now Bike with it over. Lavery with it. And sends it over to Fuzi. Fuzi just gets it into Teed. And blocked away by Fuzi. Tipped there by Hayes, and Hayes barely gets it in.
Nice heads-up play from Hayes, just tipping it right there, and multiple defenders from Seton Hill going after the ball. Great awareness from Hayes.
As Fuzi readies to serve for California. And serve is away. Goes over and just tipped there by California. Blocked by Sierra Barrett. Now Lidaborski with the cross-court shot, and it falls in. 20-17 now in favor of the Vulcans.
And Lidaborski on her toes on that play. That ball is getting shot wide, and she just great awareness of getting up there and killing that ball.
Now Fuzi with it, ready to serve. 5 points away from winning this game. Blocked by Sierra Barrett, and it falls in. Sierra Barrett, great awareness on the play, giving California the point.
She is just a monster on that net, and there is nothing stopping her right now. She is on fire.
And Seton Hill has to call timeout now, 21-17 in favor of the Vulcans.
Yeah, California's pulling away in this game, and hopefully they can keep it up. I think they can. And if they take this set, it's going to be really hard for Seton Hill to come back.
But we got to remember, the last time Seton Hill was in the Convocation Center, they were up 2-0, and California came back to win 3-2 in the final few points of the last set.
Right.
So it could go either way today on these two teams if California were to come away with the 2-game lead. Looking at the standings right now in the PSAC West, looking at Edinburgh has already clinched the PSAC West, and 2 years ago they weren't that good at all, and right now they're 16-1 in the conference, 27-2 overall, the best in the PSAC right now when it comes to volleyball, and they're on a 14-game win streak. So if California wins today against Seton Hill, because Seton Hill right now is ranked 4th at 11-6 in the conference. If Seton Hill loses to California today, this keeps California's hopes of a playoff dreams alive.
And hopefully they can.
As California serves it over. Blocked there by Lavery, but goes out of bounds. So Seton Hill with the point, now 21-18.
Just couldn't get to that ball fast enough and giving Seton Hill that point. We'll see if they can get it back here.
Teed ready to serve for Seton Hill. Gets the signal, and the serve is away. And it just falls in. Ace serve there by Teed, goes right between the defenders of California.
And that ball just dropped there. You don't know where that ball was going. She seemed like she was set, but just dropped right in front of her.
Now goes to Matusik, over to Lidaborski, sets up to Barrett, and Barrett blocks it away. Now free ball there, that was Leto. Seton Hill with the kill there. That was number 5, Katie Wenson, the sophomore from Bloomfield Hills.
That was the only time I saw Seton Hill stop that one ball from Sierra Barrett.
Now Teed with it over to Matusik. Matusik gets it over to Lavery. Now to Hayes. Hayes, free ball over to Teed. Seton Hill with it blocked away by California. Lidaborski sends it over to Hayes. Hayes gets it over. Seton Hill with a kill, and it goes tipped off the hands of Lidaborski. Now tied it up as Seton Hill, 21-all.
California, they need to work out these kinks and get their heads up, and they'll get this game here.
And who but Sierra Barrett to get those heads up, 22-21 now with that huge kill.
And right now she is the backbone. She is rock solid. She's keeping this California team alive with those huge hits.
Her and Mary Lavery both, as Lidaborski ready to serve. Over to Teed. And with it, California blocks, sends 4 people up on the net, but Seton Hill hits it just out of bounds. Now 2 points away from a Game 2 victory, as Seton Hill calls a timeout.
That's huge. Another timeout from Seton Hill. They're still trying to figure out this California offense. They can't get past it, that Sierra Barrett. She is just lighting them up on all cylinders.
And you see here on some of the replays, just barely out of bounds there. As you see that was the serve.
Yeah, that ball that dipped right in front of her at the last second. That is a tough serve to get up.
And you see here, just tipped away by Litiborski, just couldn't get it. And Sierra Barrett with that last kill, there's no way you're stopping that.
None whatsoever. That's just a great shot all around. That's a difficult ball for that defense to get up.
And it really is, and the only way you're really getting that is if you really get underneath the ball and try to pop it up. But you just really have hardly any reaction time with that shot.
It just comes off her hand so quick, like it barely can react to it.
As the teams come back onto the court, as you saw there, the coach for California, Peter Letourneau, took his team to the PSAC championships and won it against Seton Hill last year. Also took them to the regional tournament where they actually lost in the finals there to Wheeling Jesuit. Litiborski now sends it over. And a spike there by Hayes. California with it. Sends it over to Hayes. Hayes with it, blocked away by Seton Hill. Fusi with it, sends it over to Seton Hill. Blocked away by Hayes. Now Matusik with it. Matusik over to Lavery. Lavery just barely out of bounds. Seton Hill point.
That was, I'm sorry, Anthony, I interrupted you. That was just inches from the line.
Very, very close. It's hitting the line is, actually no, they said it did hit the line. They gave California the point. It's 24-21 now. May have been a tip ball, but now California one win away from the second game.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the call was, whether it tipped or it was on the line. Because I know that the line judge on the far side from us did call it out.
Litiborski sends it over. Seton Hill trying to find some way of getting a point. Matusik now gets it over to Lavery. Lavery with it, and it's in the coffin corner. California wins the second game 25-21. How about that last shot?
That was a great shot. A perfect shot, really. It just snuck in that corner right over there. Like you said, the coffin corner. It was a great shot all around, and not a better way to end it with that.
And California now leads the Seton Hill Griffins 2-0 here. Get ready for the third game here on CUTV. Stay tuned for more action.
First published in the 1880s, the California Times is the oldest student media at California University. Circulating 3,000 issues weekly on campus and in the surrounding community, the Times' mission is to deliver fair and balanced news to the student population of California University. All students are welcome to be a part of the California Times. Our offices are located in the Natali Student Union. Keep up to date with the Times online at www.caltimes.org, Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
And welcome back to CUTV's coverage of NCAA Division II volleyball, where the California Vulcans are leading the Seton Hill Griffins 2-0 in what we're calling a pretty amazing feat here for the California Vulcans women's volleyball team. Seton Hill looked really good on paper, but the Vulcans are looking good in person today.
Yeah, and that's all that matters, because this California team came out with a head of steam. They came out on fire. They knew what they had to do, and they got the job done in those first two sets.
And the California Vulcans are on a 3-game win streak. They beat Gannon and they beat Mercyhurst. And so, a pretty big turn of events here for the Vulcans. They didn't look too great in the start of the season, but they're really starting to turn on the heat there towards the later end of the season. And they're really trying to push for those last playoff spots.
Right, and it seems like they're figuring things out within themselves, and they're just on a roll right now, and they look to continue it here.
And looking at the stats now, California out-killing Seton Hill 32-22. And both teams have 11 attack errors. Seton Hill has more attempts than California, 91 and 89 for attacking attempts. And California leading service ace is 3-2.
Yeah, and all this just makes up for those mistakes, and they really have been fixing it. They played a lot better in that second set there, getting the ball down and getting those points.
And it'll be interesting to see how Seton Hill responds here in the third game. Now, it's do or die for them. They have to win this game to stay alive and continue on in the match, because it's if you win, once you win 3, you won the match. So Seton Hill still discussing, as you see there, the coach for California, Peter Letourneau. Looking at another game going on right now. It's in the third game. Gannon and Mercyhurst are tied 1 game apiece, and if Gannon were to come away, or if Mercyhurst, were to come away with a victory, that would be big for California. Then Gannon would fall to 12-6. California would fall to 10-8, and Mercyhurst would be 10-8, so they'd still be tied.
Yeah, these PSAC standings are really close now, coming towards the end of the season.
As we get back here, ready to go for action here, Seton Hill serving to start the third game. As they get the final words from their coach. As Teed subs in. As we'll see who serves. It's going to be, not sure who's serving. It's going to be Teed, I believe. Teed is serving for Seton Hill as she gets the ball ready to go. Third game action here on CUTV. Teed sends it over to the Vulcan side. Diving play there was Litaborski. Now big spike and a better block by Sierra Barrett.
Yeah, huge block by Sierra Barrett.
As California strikes first blood here on the third game, now up 1-0. Danielle Hayes ready to serve. Hayes sends it over. Really hard serve there for Hayes. Big block there by Lavery, but goes way too far back, and Hayes doesn't have a chance to corral it. Seton Hill point.
Yeah, that was a good touch. Just got away from her a little bit, and we'll see how California looks to come back from that point.
Hausfeld now takes it and serves it over to California. Litaborski goes over to Lavery, blocked away. Seton Hill with an opportunity. Big spike there, but out of bounds. No one touched it for California, so California point. That looked like that was Jessica Beal on the hit. Now Matusik ready to serve for the Vulcans. Serve is away. Hausfeld sends it over. Back to Hausfeld for the 10-foot spike. Litaborski with it. Over to Hayes. Hayes with it. Gotten by Teed. Sends it over to Hayes. Now Leto sends it over. Big volley here. Blocked, but falls down on California's side. That was Mary Lavery trying to block it for California.
And you could see it went right through Mary Lavy's hands. And if she could just close that block a little bit, and she has a perfect block right there.
Now Hannah Moeller, the freshman for Seton Hill, ready to serve. Moeller sends it away. Litaborski. He sets up Fuzi. Blocked away there by Seton Hill. Goes out of bounds, but Seton Hill point, as it says, it was tipped by California, just barely off the fingertips.
Yeah, that was a close one there. I couldn't really tell, but the ref says otherwise.
And they're right there. And we're actually up top on the perch there, so kind of hard for us to see those minute details. As Hayes, as that was Lavery, sends it over to Matusik. And sends it away. Now Leto now with the kill, as it was blocked, but on her own side by Seton Hill.
Another line shot from that Cal offense, and you could see how critical those hits actually are.
Mary Lavery ready to serve. Tied at 3. sends it over to Hausfeld. Hausfeld now with it. It's free ball there for Seton Hill as Leto blocks it, but there's a net touch, and it's going to be Seton Hill point now. Seton Hill takes their first lead. There's a little error there by California. Now serving, Shelby Kylo. Kylo sends it over. Litoborski with it. Blocked away, but on their own side by Seton Hill. That was number 17, Miranda Fusi.
Fusi, just a nice, powerful shot, forcing the block backwards and letting the ball drop right in front of them.
Now Leto sends it over. Diving save there by Seton Hill. Blocked and pancaked there by Leto, but it falls down. Seton Hill remains on top 5-4.
She almost got that one up. It's just again, got away from her. Would have been a great play if that ball could have kept up.
Now Seton Hill ready to serve. Spike sends it over to Matusik. Now Litoborski, and a big shot there by California. That's Danielle Hayes from Erie, Pennsylvania.
What a shot. That block couldn't handle that hit as it ricochets off and goes out of bounds.
Fusi sends it over. Now Hausfeld with it blocked away by Litoborski. Litoborski sets up Hayes. Hayes with the spike, but blocked away by Teed. And Bike with it. Saved there by Leto. Sierra Barrett with the kill. No one home there to block that for Seton Hill.
And this Seton Hill block is getting up real slow. They need to be quicker when they're running that one ball with Sierra Barrett, and that is how she is tearing this Seton Hill defense apart by that quick ball.
Now Fusi, back to serve, sends it away to Teed. Sends it over to Hausfeld. And just a miscommunication there on the set, and Hausfeld sends it right into her own net. As Fusi ready to serve. California up 7-5. Fusi sends it away, a little floater serve. Seton Hill sends it to Hausfeld. Sierra Barrett gets up with the block, and that's what you need, a block solo there by Sierra Barrett.
And when Sierra Barrett steps on that court, that team instantly gets fired up because you know she's there when she makes a huge block and a big hit.
Now Fusi still back to serve. California up by 3. Fusi sends it over. It's free ball now for California. Litoborski sets up Hayes. Hayes with the spike and the kill, just ricochets off the hands of Seton Hill.
A great hit from this California offense. Really stepping it up and taking control of these first 3 sets.
Fusi still back to serve. A little knuckleball there. Seton Hill corrals it, goes over to Hausfeld. Hausfeld goes cross court off the net and in. Big point there for Seton Hill.
And yeah, Seton Hill finally figured something out and got a nice hit and got a real nice point on that last play.
Now Seton Hill finally sides out and gets their serve. And sends it over, Matusik. Litoborski now sends it to Hayes. Hayes with the knuckleball. And it's diving there was Teed, but couldn't get the ball up high enough for another Seton Hill player to corral it.
A nice spot there for that hit. Just no one there, empty space, good point.
Litoborski back to serve. Sends it over to Hausfeld. Sets it up. Litoborski bumps it over. Now Lavery with it. Sends it over. A big shot there by Seton Hill, but blocked away by California. Leto with the kill there from the 10-foot line.
It seems like California is really just taking advantage of that donut I'm talking about, that 0 spot, the middle of the court, and there is no one there, and they're just taking advantage of every point from that.
Litoborski now to Leto. Litoborski sends it over right to Seton Hill. Hausfeld with it now. Blocked away by California. Litoborski sends it to Hayes. Hayes out of bounds, but was it tipped? No, Seton Hill with the point.
Good play, that was close. California offense keeping that momentum up.
As some substitutions here. As Teed ready to serve. California up 11-7 here in the third game. Seton Hill looking to come back. Teed sends it over. Matusik. Sierra Barrett with the play, a little knuckleball action to the side of the court.
Great spot, great tip, and that is a smart play by Sierra Barrett. Noticing that there's no one there, and a great tip from her.
And just great awareness, and she might get that from some basketball action too, because she's got to know where those players are going to go to pass it into those small little holes. As Hayes serves it away. Big serve there by Hayes. And Seton Hill hits the net, and California gets the ball and end the point. And Hayes' serves have been staying in the field of play, and they're just she's really hammering them home as we see her serve it again. And big block there by Teed. California's Lavery with it, sends it over Hausfeld. And Hausfeld, little miscommunication. She ran into her own player bike and just hit it in her own net. And Seton Hill has to call a timeout. They're down by 7, 14-7 in favor of the Vulcans.
This California team really has Seton Hill on their toes. They have them rattled, and I'm eager to see if they can keep it up. I think they can. And here, let's take a look at this replay. A great block from Sierra Barrett, really just tearing it up for their offense. Hit here from Hayes, great spot. Another hit here, just snuck by that by the California defense. Tip here, there it goes right in no man's land. Nice 10-foot shot. Again, the same spot. They're really just taking advantage of that. That one just got away from Hayes. Really, the California offense is playing really well, knowing where to hit the ball, knowing where the empty space is.
And it's either in the middle of the court or it's on either side of the court. So when Seton Hill doesn't have anyone in the middle of the court, that's where California's going with it. And when they don't have anyone either in the back or the sides, they're going right there as well. So on some occasions, Seton Hill's able to finally get the block up or dive and make the play. But California's really exploiting those holes in the Seton Hill defense. As now, Danielle Hayes ready to serve. And she's only a junior, so she'll be back again next year. California only having 2 seniors, well, 3 seniors, excuse me, on their team. Hayes is served away. Now Seton Hill with it blocked away by Sierra Barrett and company, but just out of bounds. Seton Hill finally gets a point. Now back to serve is Hausfeld. And California with it. Sierra Barrett with the spike blocked away up front. And miscommunication, and not sure what exactly happened.
Yeah, this California offense really has Seton Hill rattled right now, and they cannot figure it out.
And now Matusik with it. Sends it over. Hausfeld from the 10-foot line. Blocked away by Litaborski. Matusik over to Lavery. Lavery in the coffin corner. No one home except for the referee to call it in.
And Lavery really tearing it up. That's her 11th kill right now, and she's just lighting it up on that net.
And Sierra Barrett with 13 points and 10 kills.
And you could tell that Sierra Barrett and Lavery, they're just the backbone of this California offense.
As California scores yet another point, as Matusik back to serve it. It's 17-8 in favor of the Vulcans now. As you see, Emily Giles sub in for California, not for California, but for Seton Hill. Matusik raised the serve. Sends it away. Now, what a spike there by Beal. Matusik just sends it over. Sets it up. Big kill there by Beal, but blocked away and out of bounds was Mary Lavery.
Yeah, Seton Hill finally figured out what to do there. They fixed those mistakes, and they got a point out of it.
Interesting that they switched Beal with their setter so that she's in the middle with the big kills there. As now Moeller back to serve. and tips it off. Goes back, Seton Hill. Big shot there, Matusik with the dig. Leto jumps up but blocked away, and Seton Hill can't corral it over the net. That was Bike who just hit it out of bounds.
As we see here, this is actually Vulcan's biggest lead throughout the game, and I think they can take this one with and keep them at single digits.
California sends it over. And Bike with the spike, and it's in, barely in. It looked like, to me, it was out, but just barely hit the line.
Yeah, again, from where we are, that really looked like it was out, but again, the line judges are right there. We're up here. It's gonna
As Seton Hill readies to serve and sends it away. Litiborski with it. Spike by Fuzi. Blocked by Seton Hill. Now Seton Hill with it. Bike with it. And just in there as Matusik tried to dive but couldn't get it. Seton Hill with the point.
Yeah, Seton Hill just figured out how to get that one through. Slowly making their way back into this one, finding these.
California Litiborski with it. Leto with a big spike and right off the hands of Shelby Kylo.
Huge hit from Leto.
And you can just see her, she jumped up, she was waiting for that ball, and she finally just slammed it home as Leto with the serve now. Sends it over. Doesn't actually send it over, hits her own side of the net, falls down. Seton Hill point 19-12 in favor of the Vulcans. Now serving is Bike. Sends it over. Litiborski with it now. Goes to Hayes. Hayes just a little shot there. Back to Hayes as it was a free ball there. Matusik sets it up. Matusik free ball over. Teed with it. Sends it to Hausfeld. Tipped at the line by Litiborski. Litiborski to Hayes. Hayes with the spike but blocked away by Seton Hill. And a 10-foot spike there by Bike. Now Hayes sails it out of bounds. Seton Hill gets the point. Big volley there.
Yeah, that one just got away from Hayes. It would have been nice to see them get a point off that one. Both teams volleying back and forth. Well deserved by Seton.
Bike ready to serve now. 19-13 in favor of the Vulcans. Gets it to Matusik. Litiborski over to Hayes. Hayes off the hands of Satira. Actually, excuse me, that was Wenson for Seton Hill. As Fuzi ready to serve. Into her own net, Seton Hill gets the point now. 20-14 in favor of the Vulcans here in the third game. That's the second time we've seen California hit it into their own net from the serves.
Yeah, they just need to fix that and turn on the jets and pick it up here a little bit, and I think they got this game in their hands.
Matusik with it now. Litiborski blocked away, gets it over. Sends it over to Hausfeld. However, there's a carry on the play, and Seton Hill loses the point. California gains it 21-14 now in favor of the Vulcans, and I think the Vulcans can start smelling this victory right now. Litiborski ready to serve. Sends it over. Now back sets it. Saved there by California. Leto, free ball over to Teed. Sends it over and a big spike there, but a better block by the trio of the California front line. Sierra Barrett, Hayes, and Lavery. As Litiborski ready to serve. 3 points away. Sends it over. And goes over to Giles. Giles with the hit. Diving play there. Now Lavery with it. Gets it to Seton Hill's side. Hausfeld. Blocked by Litiborski. Matusik over to Lavery. And Lavery with it in, just barely in. California now 23-14. 2 points away from the match point.
Yeah, and luckily that tipped off Seton Hill's big block there, and that gave California a point and closer to winning this game.
Litiborski sends it over. And that's going to be four too many hits as California is now 1 point away, so just an error there on Seton Hill. Litiborski has a chance to end the game with the serve here. End the match, excuse me. Litiborski sends it over. Floater. and just falls in. California wins the match on an ace serve off the net.
And there's no better way to win a game like that. Nice serve, just bounces right off the net and falls right in front of that Seton Hill hitter.
And you see here right on the replay, just hits it on the net, and Teed had no chance of getting that ball. California sweeps the Seton Hill Griffins 3-0. And Steven, what did you like about this Vulcans team?
What I liked about this Vulcans team was Sierra Barrett. She really lit it up, and she was the backbone of that offense.
And California gets the win 3-0 over Seton Hill. Just a big game for the Vulcans. You were watching NCAA Division II volleyball here on CUTV. Our next broadcast is going to be on Saturday, where Mercyhurst takes on California on Senior Day. It's going to be a huge matchup at Adamson Stadium. For Stephen Ruffing, for all our camera and our crew, our director, Gary Smith, I'm Anthony D'Agostino. Have a great night, everyone.